All right, guys, here I am at 2025 CES, and I have Larry Richenstein from GEMS. Larry, how's it going, sir?
Great, having a great show. Thank you, Brandon.
Absolutely. So, talk to me about what we have. I know that you do have a product that you need to demonstrate here regarding batteries, and when it comes to batteries, I feel like you can never have enough, especially when it comes to those inopportune times where your device is always power off. So, talk to us about what you have.
So, when we look at water sensors today and water leak detection, there's really two ways to do it. There's one where you'll see from the in your mechanical room, they'll take from the alarm box, they'll run a wire, and they'll put that little blue pad down on the ground. And that works really well if you're getting a leak in the mechanic's room where you've got the water heater or whatever. But on a lot of other spots in the house, under dishwashers, washing machines, leak-prone sinks, or in the basement where I lived in the Northeast and had lots of wet basements, that won't work. So the other one is water is the battery operated that goes beep, beep, beep when you get a leak. Problem is if you're not home, you don't know if there's a leak. And most of the time we put those things down there and a year later, the batteries are dead and that's when we need them to be alive. So what we've developed with our GEMS technology is a wireless water sensor that's completely battery free. You never need to put a battery in this device. And what we do is it's all working on magnets. So if you look at a magnet today, if you took two magnets and put them in your hand, they'd attach to each other. If you flipped them around, they would repel. And that energy that you feel when they repel is what we capture in our water sensor. So we take this device, which is inside our unit, and we rotate it 170 degrees. When the water hits this paper, as you'll see in a minute, it releases that, and that creates energy, which powers a transmitter board to send a signal to the wireless hub that you have a leak in your basement. And that hub would then send a signal out and give you a text message or an email or whatever. And maybe the alarm would go off in the house if that's how it was set up. And we have now Z-Wave approval on this device, and there will be 9 major brands selling this product in the second quarter of 25 under their own respective brands. So to give you a quick demonstration, I've already put the paper around this device, locking that device onto the into a position of that potential energy. And then what I do, and is this ready to go? All right, here, I'm hoping. We put this down, and it popped. And that's the whole idea. And it sends a wireless signal saying that the house has a leak. And it will actually tell you where it has leaked. Z-Wave has the ability to handle 10 of these in a house. So whichever one has been commissioned for say under the washing machine, and the unit goes off, it would say under the washing machine.
So, thank you for, giving a thorough explanation about, a lot of the applications. Have there been any instances, and speaking of applications, where you've been surprised of how it can be utilized in ways that, you initially hadn't anticipated? Because I know sometimes that process can be interesting, too.
That's a great question, Brandon. I actually have thought about so much of this as an entrepreneur who's been at this for over 6 years. I've thought of hundreds and hundreds of applications, but yes, I've actually had a couple of meetings here at CES where people have come to us with interesting problems that they want to solve without the use of batteries. So I do believe that as we get the technology out there and people see the water sensor, and we have a new light controller we're also working with, the more products that are out there and they see this, they're going to see their opportunities to get rid of batteries. It's easy to put a battery in a device, a little more complicated to make sure it works without a battery, but our environment needs this. So I'm very excited about what we're doing, and I think it's going to be good for the world, and I think the time is now for battery-free energy harvesting.
Excellent. And I know this is going to be the next question of everybody. What's the availability look like currently for what we have?
This device, the leak detection device, which is battery-free and wireless, will be out as a Z-Wave product from a number of manufacturers. I think there are 9 right now that have committed, and that'll be available in the market May, June 25.
So another question I always like to ask everybody, especially at this show, is obviously you have the product here that you are, here to demonstrate, but of course you're also in Vegas and you're also at CES. So hopefully are taking advantage of what's here because I'm sure you're a fan of it. So with that being said, what are some things that you're looking forward to in the days that you have left, or maybe you've already had a chance to check it out the past few days?
Well, one of the things is being an entrepreneur in a startup company is I'm afraid to leave my booth during the day because you never know who's going to come in. And I have found that, I walk away from the booth 15 minutes and I come back and they say, oh, Larry, you missed this guy or you missed that one. So I try to stay in the booth. But I do try to stay on top of the technology. There's so many exciting things happening. And I also want to go to the Sphere.
Well, Larry, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of CES 2025.
Thank you, you too, Brandon.
All right.